In a desolate corner of town, nestled amidst a thicket of overgrown trees and tangled vines, there stood an abandoned building with a chilling history that had long haunted the collective imagination of the locals. This forsaken structure was known as the Widow's Haven, a place of darkness, despair, and spectral whispers that had terrified generations. The legend that shrouded the Widow's Haven was as tragic as it was mysterious. Many years ago, the building had been the home of a once vibrant woman named Eliza, who had been known for her beauty, charm, and the radiant joy she brought to the lives of all who knew her. But as fate would have it, Eliza's life took a tragic turn when her beloved husband, Samuel, mysteriously disappeared on a stormy night. The townsfolk speculated about his fate, with some suggesting he had been swallowed by the treacherous marshes that surrounded their home, while others whispered that he had been claimed by darker forces that lurked in the shadows. After Samuel's disappearance, Eliza withdrew from the world, consumed by grief and an overwhelming sense of loss. Her once lively eyes turned dull and hollow, and her laughter was replaced by mournful weeping that echoed through the neighborhood like a mournful symphony. It was this ceaseless crying that had earned her the chilling moniker of the Weeping Widow. As years passed, the once picturesque house where Eliza and Samuel had shared their love began to crumble and decay, its walls bearing silent witness to the sorrow that had consumed it. The townspeople steered clear of the Widow's Haven, believing it to be cursed by Eliza's relentless sorrow. However, curiosity is a powerful motivator, and it was only a matter of time before a group of adventurous friends decided to brave the darkness that clung to the abandoned building. Armed with flashlights, cameras, and hearts filled with both trepidation and curiosity, they gathered one moonless night to explore the enigmatic structure. Their journey into the heart of the Widow's Haven was marked by the faint glow of their flashlights piercing the oppressive blackness. The air was thick with the musty scent of abandonment, and every step seemed to echo with the weight of history. It was as if the house itself held its breath, waiting to reveal its long-buried secrets. As they cautiously navigated the dilapidated hallways, the sound of a haunting weeping began to creep into their ears. The friends exchanged nervous glances, their pulse quickening with each step. The weeping grew louder, echoing off the cracked and peeling walls, and it became apparent that it was emanating from a room at the far end of the corridor. Summoning all their courage, they pushed open the creaking door to the source of the mournful sound. What they saw within made their blood run cold. In the dim light of their flashlights, they beheld a hunched figure in tattered rags, its back turned to them. It was a person, but something about their appearance sent shivers down their spines. Long, matted hair hung over their face, obscuring their features, and their limbs seemed unnaturally twisted. Fear clutched at their hearts as they hesitated, unsure of whether to approach the mysterious figure. The weeping continued, a mournful, soul-piercing sound that filled the room. Finally, one of the friends, braving the terror, stammered, "Who are you? What do you want?" The figure, still with its back turned, slowly began to turn around. In the flickering beams of their flashlights, they saw sunken, hollow eyes that seemed to glow in the darkness. Its face was a mask of anguish and sorrow, and it let out a haunting wail that chilled them to their very core. It was the Weeping Widow herself, returned from the depths of history to torment anyone who dared enter her forsaken domain. Terrified beyond reason, the friends fled from the room, their footsteps echoing through the darkened corridors. The weeping followed them, an otherworldly lament that seemed to come from all directions at once. They scrambled out of the building, gasping for breath, and stumbled into the moonlit night. Their vow was unanimous and unwavering. They would never return to the Widow's Haven. Weeks passed, but the friends couldn't shake the memory of the Weeping Widow. The haunting cries still echoed in their dreams, and the mystery of the abandoned building gnawed at their curiosity. Eventually, their fascination overcame their fear, and they decided to venture back to the Widow's Haven, this time armed with a more elaborate plan to uncover its secrets. One ominous night, they returned to the forsaken building, determined to confront the specter that had haunted them. As they cautiously entered the main hall, they noticed something different. A faint melody hung in the air, like the ghostly remnants of a forgotten tune. The sound was eerie, discordant, and it sent shivers down their spines. Following the haunting melody, they ventured further into the depths of the widow's haven. The source of the music led them to a room they had not explored before, hidden away in the labyrinthine recesses of the building. Inside, they discovered an ancient grand piano, its keys covered in a thick layer of dust. Yet, it was not the piano that drew their attention, but the figure sitting before it. The weeping widow, as terrifying as ever, was hunched over the piano, her long, gnarled fingers poised over the keys. Her disheveled hair veiled her face as she began to play, producing a hauntingly beautiful yet spine-tingling melody. The friends watched in a mix of awe and fear as she played, her bony fingers moving with unnatural grace. As she played, her mournful voice joined the eerie composition. Her song was filled with heartache and longing, a lament that seemed to pierce the very soul. The words she sang were incomprehensible, a language long lost to time. But the emotions behind them were unmistakable: grief, despair, and an insatiable yearning. The friends, mesmerized and chilled to the bone, felt as though they were witnessing a supernatural performance. The weeping widow's voice and piano merged into a spectral symphony that transcended the boundaries of the living world. Her mournful melody echoed through the decaying halls, resonating with the memories of a love lost in the depths of history. Yet, as beautiful as the music was, it was undeniably unsettling. It was a chilling reminder of the tragedy that had befallen Eliza and Samuel, a tragedy that seemed to have bound the weeping widow to the realm of the living, condemning her to an eternity of sorrow. Unable to bear the haunting spectacle any longer, the friends slowly backed away, leaving the room with the eerie music behind them. They stumbled out of the widow's haven, their minds and hearts filled with a sense of both wonder and dread. They had witnessed something otherworldly, something that defied explanation and sent chills down their spines. To this day, the legend of the weeping widow persists, passed down from one generation to the next. Locals steer clear of the abandoned building after dark, knowing that the tormented spirit of the grieving widow still cries out and plays her haunting music in the depths of the night. The widow's haven remains a chilling testament to the enduring power of a tragic tale that refuses to be forgotten, a place where the boundaries between the living and the dead blur into something both beautiful and terrifying.